In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 things that we wish we knew sooner before getting into property. Let's go. So number 1, don't be a person with a shiny penny syndrome. You can't stress the importance of getting your head down and focusing on one thing rather than spinning too many plates at a time. If you're spending all your time spinning so many different plates, there's going to be a point where one of those plates are going to fall off. So many business owners or property professionals go out there and they try to do too many things at once, and it ends up just killing their growth, completely destroying their efficiency and actually slowing them down because they're focusing on too many different things at once. It's literally happened to us. We were spinning too many plates at one time, and our mentor said to us, look, if you're trying to catch 2 rabbits, you're not going to catch any. And it's completely true. And we was out there trying to catch 10 rabbits. And guess what it done? It slowed us down and it had a negative impact overall. For example, we started with doing rent-to-rent HMO, but then we would see someone online posting about how good their service accommodation units are doing. So we think, oh, we want to get into service accommodation. Then we see someone posting about lease options. So we think, oh, we need to get into lease options. Then we see people talking about deal sourcing. Then we see people talking about commercial conversions, people talking about planning gain, all of these different strategies. And we're trying to bounce around doing multiple things at once. We literally got nowhere for like a good whole year. If you imagine you've got 5 empty cups, you would much rather put all the water into one cup and have a nice drink, put all of your time and energy into that one cup, rather than having little drops in each one and then none of them being a nice drink. Just a little sip to quench your thirst. You want to gulp the water, you want to down the water, you want to rejuvenate yourself with the water. So we have literally tried everything in property, and it's only recently that we've focused on one thing, which is deal sourcing, and we've put all our time and energy into that one thing. Now guess what? This is the first time in all the years that we've been involved in property that we're starting to see some serious success. We've had success in other bits, but nowhere near the amount of success that we've had when we've completely knuckled down and focused everything onto one thing. You literally get shiny penny syndrome people everywhere. One minute they'll be researching how to do rent to rent, and then the next week they're doing an Amazon FBA course, and then a week later they're learning how to do copywriting. The week later they're learning how to do drop shipping, all these different things. They see an idea online, they think, yeah, I want to do that. Do some little training course on it or something, try set up a business doing that, and the next thing you know, they see someone else posting success in a different field or a different strategy, and then they think, oh, I'm gonna go do that. And then what happens when they go to do the next thing? The thing that they set up originally starts going downhill, and then they find the next thing, they jump into that, and then this thing starts going downhill. So it's just a mess. If you think of any successful athlete, they're only successful because they knuckle down and focused and put all their time and energy onto that one sport. They focus on one thing and they become the master at that one thing. Probably heard the saying before, don't be a master of all trades. I fucking don't even know the saying. Don't be a jack of all trades and a master at none. It's completely true. Be a master at the thing that you're doing. Stick at one thing and become a master at that one thing before moving on to the next. Number 2, actually give a shit. Property is a people business. You've probably heard it before, and now you've heard it again. For example, when we first started, we'll be calling up agents and asking, is this property still available? Like maybe it's a property we want to take on for rent to rent, or a property that we're looking to buy. We'll just call them up and we'll be putting offers in. That's all we'll be talking about because we didn't actually give a shit about the agent that we're talking to. We just care about ourselves and the deal that we actually want to secure. We don't give a fuck about who's on the other end of the phone. But again, property is a people business. If you imagine that agent, think of how many conversations they've had that day with other people who don't give a shit. Maybe they've just come off a 1-day course and they've learned you need to book viewings to get successful in property. The amount of phone calls that they've had with inexperienced people that don't care about the agent on the other end of the phone. They just want to ask questions about an area, or ask questions about a property, or ask questions about a deal. Like, these agents are literally getting hammered all day, every day, again, by people that don't care. So if you can actually show that agent or whoever it is that you're speaking to, that you're a genuine person and you actually have genuine interest in that person that you're speaking to, trust me, that goes a long way. For example, let's say you're calling a specific agency and you find someone in that agency that you get along with slightly. When you call them, rather than saying, is this property available? You can ask, how are you? How was your day? How was your weekend? Ask them all of these questions and actually have a genuine conversation. Now, when they answer your questions, memorize all of the answers, write them down if you need to, so that when you call them next, maybe you call them as a follow-up call the following week, when you call them next, you can bring up those things that they've mentioned in the previous conversation, and then that person's gonna think, wow, this person actually remembers and actually gives a shit. And no one really bothers to do this, but if you was to do it, it's gonna make you stand out. So for example, you could say, how are you? How was your weekend? They might say they went out on a weekend. You could be like, oh, you went out on a weekend. What's your favorite drink? What's your go-to drink when you go out on a weekend? Or something like that. Write down all of the answers. And then let's say 3 weeks down the line or a couple months down the line, you end up getting a deal done with that agent. You can get them a hamper of their favorite drink a couple months down the line. And then when they get that, they're gonna realize it's their favorite drink and think, fucking hell, I've only told this person once and that was months ago. How did he remember? This person actually cares. Again, it's a people's game and you need to actually put effort into the people in this people game. You can write down their dog's name, their kid's name, whatever it is. Just write down stuff about this person so that next time you have a conversation with them, you can actually have a genuine conversation. For example, in deal sourcing, you've got to care about the people that you're working with. You're definitely going to be working with investors, you might be working with co-sourcers, you're going to be working with agents, you're going to be talking to a lot of vendors, and you're providing a service as a deal sourcer. It's not about making a quick bit of money. We all want to make money, but if you're giving someone a shit service, then you're not going to get very far. But if you actually care and provide a lot of value, it's going to do amazing things for you and your business. We care about our investors and we'll be stupid not to. If we do a good service for an investor, guess what? That investor is going to give us repeat business. We sell a lot of deals every month. If you want to have first dibs or access to these deals, DM the word deals to us on Instagram and we'll add you to our WhatsApp group where we send the deals out. Number 3, get educated or get a mentor. Now this doesn't mean that you have to go out there and spend thousands of pounds to get educated, but having someone in your corner who's already walked the walk, they've been there, they've done that, made loads of mistakes, learned from mistakes, and now you can learn off their mistakes, that's literally gold dust, because why would you spend all of your time and energy making costly mistakes when you can just avoid them from the jump? You could do that with a quick phone call, a quick WhatsApp message, like as easy as that. Whatever strategy you get into in property, you can't just get good overnight. You don't get into it and then you're an overnight success. It takes time. But you can't get good at anything if you're not educated in it. That's literally a fact. Mike Tyson, he could probably knock out everyone he bumps into in the street, but if he didn't have the right coach in place, he would never become world champion. And if you think of like a football player, how would any of them do the sport if they don't know the rules of the sport? They need to know what they're doing to be able to become good at what they're doing. Even if you work at McDonald's, the first thing that your employer will do is educate you on how to do whatever work it is that you need to do. An experienced mentor is not only going to show you what to do, but they're going to show you how to do it as well. It doesn't even have to be a mentor. It just needs to be someone who's been there, done it, and that you can speak to when you're in times of need and you need the answers. Maybe you feel like you've hit a brick wall and you're not really too sure on what to do next. Maybe you've got a burning question, you don't know the answer to it. You just want it to be as simple as dropping a WhatsApp or dropping a text or even a quick phone call and getting that question answered so that you can move forward. When we first started in property, we literally had no clue what to do for like at least 6 months. We just watched a couple videos online. We was like, right, we need to book viewings. So we just fucking started calling agents in Darlington. We drove up 6 hours, spent the week there, done like 20 viewings. We was literally doing like 5 viewings a day. And guess what? Nothing happened with any of them. We didn't even know what to do. Didn't know how to put an offer in. Just ended up driving home thinking, fucking hell, that was a waste of time. We was doing stuff, but we was just doing it all wrong. Like, we was doing a lot, but we was doing a lot of the wrong stuff because we didn't know what to do. Loads of people will tell you, you can learn everything for free on YouTube, in books, in whatever, well, free audio books, you can get them for free. Like, you can learn everything for free online, right? Now that is true to a certain extent, but it all comes down to how much you actually value your time. Like if you have a burning question about something, are you gonna sit through a 3-hour podcast or read a whole book about it? Like, no, you need the answer now. You wanna be able to pick up the phone and get the answer. You either pay in 2 ways. You either pay with money or you pay with time. You can spend all the time in the world looking online, watching YouTube videos, podcasts, books, doing all of that stuff, but how much do you value your time? If you value your time at, let's say, £10 an hour, and you want to spend 10 hours a day doing all this research, doing all this learning, think how much is that actually going to cost you in time when you could literally just pay someone to give you all of the answers? To us, that makes much more sense. Learn from someone who's already been there, done it, and they can show you the ropes. And there's also something called opportunity cost. Let's say, for example, you spend a whole year dedicating all your time in learning one thing. Let's say it's a property, let's say deal sourcing, for example. You spend all of your time learning how to deal source for a whole year, watching YouTube videos, watching podcasts, reading books, whatever it is that you're doing to learn it. You might know way more than someone who's got a mentor, but that person who's got a mentor might have sold their first deal in the first month. Month 6, they might have sold a few deals. by month 12, they might have sold quite a few deals. That person might be way ahead of you after that 12-month period just because they've got that person in that corner. Even though you know way more than them, that person who got a mentor might be way ahead of you. We've only got to the position that we're in today is, well, one, we've had mentors in the past, and two, we've now got a phone book of experts that we can literally just call up whenever we want and ask for advice because we've spent that time networking. So again, you don't necessarily have to be mentored, but you do need to be educated. You do need to know what you're doing if you want to be successful at that thing that you're doing. Finally, number 4, keep on going. As a business owner, there's going to be so many occasions where you feel like quitting and you feel like giving up and just fucking the whole thing off. We've been there ourselves. We've gone through so much shit in the past few years from running a business. We've had deals fall out of bed from deals that we've trying to source. We even got scammed out of £250,000. Video coming soon on that. Airbnb swindler tried scamming us. Make sure you subscribe for that one. We've made loads of mistakes, lost loads of money, so many things just getting away when you're running a business and you feel like quitting, you feel like giving up. Sometimes quitting seems like the only option, it seems like the easy route out, but I promise you, if you carry on doing what you're doing, you keep pushing forward, you will get the results that you want. You've probably heard this a million times, and I'm not saying it to be some sort of American fucking inspirational bullshit, but I'm telling you because it is 100% true. We've seen it time and time again. For example, there's loads of people that are on our deal sourcing course and part of our dealers club that have been failing and failing and failing, getting deals falling out of bed, keep falling out of bed, feeling like they want to give up. And then eventually, because they've kept going, they've started getting the success that they want. For example, Marcus, a couple of his deals fell out of bed. Now, he's made more than 50 grand with us in the last 6 weeks. Bonkers. Absolutely bonk. Dave and Nicola, they had loads of deals fall out of bed. They've made quite a bit of money in our program as well. They've made the right connections by doing what we've taught them. Now they're about to do a JV that's going to make him £800,000. Rory, his first deal fell out of bed. His second deal, the investor actually cut him out of the deal. And then his third deal ended up going through and he made money on that one. Now he sold quite a few deals. He's done over 11 grand with us, but this was over a good few month period. So many people would give up when that first deal falls out of bed. And then the second one where the investor cuts him out. So many people could give up at that point because they think they've done all of this work and it's resulted in nothing, which is true, but money-wise anyway, it's true. He would have learnt loads, gained a lot of experience. But the point is he didn't give up and now he's getting the results that he wants. We've all seen this photo as well. It's true. We've all seen it and it is true. And it's true that we've all seen it. Be consistent over time, face your problems head on, and you will literally start to break through. Another example, us on social media. We've been posting content for 3-4 years now. Constantly posting. It got to a point where we're driving around, meeting all these people to do content with them, paying for trips, like paying all the petrol to go up to all these places, paying for hotels, doing content, spending ages editing it, doing it all ourselves, and then posting it online and it gets a couple hundred views. And then we thought, what is the point? Again, we didn't give up. We've been doing this for years and years now. Literally about 4 years we've been posting content, and it's only last year that our pages have started to get the views that we want and it started to blow up the way we wanted. But that wouldn't have happened if we weren't ruthlessly consistent and kept doing what we're doing. Now imagine if after 2 years we just gave up. For like 3 years we were stuck on 2,000 followers. Who would have known that it would have been the 4th year where we go from 2,000 followers to 200,000 followers. If there's one thing that you can take from this point that I'm on is at least do a small step every day, because over time these small steps are going to compound and things start to snowball, and again I keep saying it, but you'll get the results that you want. So that's our 4 things that we wish we knew sooner. See ya.